The World Baseball Classic is starting in less than a week, with 20 nations competing in 4 pools. While there's plenty of Major League stars competing, there's also numerous international stars and MLB prospects who will play large roles and shape the tournament. For fans not particularly attuned to the international game or prospect lists, there's going to be a lot of high-impact players who you're not very familiar with. Today I'm going to be highlighting some players who I think will have a large impact in the World Baseball Classic, who many fans might not yet be aware of. I'm going to be looking at 5 players starring in international leagues as well as 5 MLB prospects. Hopefully this video gives MLB fans more insight into some of the tournament's potential stars, while also providing a deeper understanding of the World Baseball Classic as a whole. I'll first touch on 5 players in international leagues before talking about 5 MLB prospects. Let's get into it. Ahn Hyun-min is a 22-year-old outfielder coming off a dominant rookie season in the KBO, which saw him win the Rookie of the Year award. Across 112 games for the KT Wiz, Ahn slashed .334, .448, and .570, hitting 22 home runs while posting a .175 WRC+. Both his on-base percentage and WRC+ led the entire KBO in 2025, while his 15.6% walk rate placed him second. As his stats suggest, Ahn combines great power with exceptional plate discipline. Of the 13 players in the KBO who had at least 20 home runs in 2025, Ahn was the only player who had more walks than strikeouts. Heading into the World Baseball Classic, Ahn has entrenched himself as a key player for South Korea. Following the end of the KBO season, Ahn had a productive run with the national team, belting 2 home runs against Japan in 2 exhibition games at the Tokyo Dome. As a result, his national team manager stated that he anticipates Ahn to be the team's 2-hitter, given his combination of power and elite on-base abilities. Playing in a difficult pool, which includes the defending champion Japanese team and talented Taiwanese and Australian teams, Ahn will have to have a strong tournament in order for South Korea to advance to the quarterfinals. Hsu is an exciting right-handed starting pitcher for Taiwan. In 2025, Hsu starred for the Wei-En Lin Dragons of the Chinese Professional Baseball League, pitching to a 2.05 ERA and striking out 120 batters in 114 innings. Hsu's success reportedly saw him garner interest from MLB organizations, but the 25-year-old ultimately decided to sign with the SoftBank Hawks of the NPB. Hsu features a high-velocity fastball that touches 98 miles per hour. It's a low-spin pitch that induces a high number of ground balls. Hsu generates elite induced vertical break, making his fastball difficult for hitters to square up. In the World Baseball Classic qualifiers in February, his induced vertical break on his fastball reached an elite 22 inches. Hsu played a pivotal role in Taiwan's qualification campaign, striking out 5 batters in 3 2/3 innings against Spain. Whether he's used as a starter or out of the bullpen, Hsu and his exceptional fastball will be on display in the pool play. After spending his first 6 seasons in the NPB as a relief pitcher, Liván Moinelo has emerged as one of the best starting pitchers in the entire league. Over the past 2 seasons, the Cuban lefty posted an NPB best 1.66 ERA and a 2.43 FIP with 327 strikeouts across 330 innings. Moinelo's 2025 was particularly dominant, pitching to a 1.46 ERA, a 2.23 FIP, and a strikeout minus walk rate of 20.3% across 167 innings, en route to winning the NPB's Pacific League MVP. To contextualize his recent dominance in the NPB, over the past 2 seasons his 1.66 ERA was 48 points lower than the recent MLB signing Tatsuya Imai, while his 18.7% strikeout minus walk rate was slightly better as well. Moinelo's fastball is his best pitch, sitting in the low to mid-90s while having an induced vertical break upwards of 20 inches. While our StatCast data is limited to just a 35-pitch sample from the 2023 World Baseball Classic, Moinelo's fastball averaged 95.4 miles per hour while averaging an exceptional 21.1 inches of induced vertical break. As previously mentioned, Moinelo has World Baseball Classic experience, pitching 4 1/3 scoreless innings and recording 5 strikeouts out of the bullpen. This go-around, Moinelo is expected to serve as Cuba's ace at this tournament. With a rotation lacking established MLB starters, he will be the country's biggest star as Cuba looks to advance out of pool play. Already one of the best hitters in the NPB, Teruaki Satō took another leap forward in 2025 en route to winning the Central League MVP. Across 597 plate appearances in 2025, the lefty slugger slashed .277, .345, .579 with 40 home runs, giving him a WRC+ of 182. Among qualified hitters, Satō led the league in home runs, doubles, RBIs, slugging percentage, isolated power, OPS, and WRC+. Satō remained dominant in the postseason, slashing .400, .455, .633 across 33 plate appearances, although his team, the Hanshin Tigers, ultimately fell short, losing to the SoftBank Hawks in the Japan series. Satō was an up-and-coming player in 2023, but he didn't get to play in the World Baseball Classic. While he didn't participate in the WBC last go-around, he has faced MLB pitching, crushing a home run against Blake Snell in an exhibition game against the Dodgers before the 2025 season-opening Tokyo series. This tournament, Satō is expected to play a vital role for a stacked Japanese team looking to repeat as champions. Joining Satō in the vaunted Japanese lineup is his Tigers teammate Shōta Morishita. The 25-year-old right fielder had a fantastic 2025, slashing .275, .350, .463 with 23 home runs and 24 doubles, giving him a WRC plus of 149. In addition to his elite bat, Morishita is a fantastic defender, posting 15 defensive runs saved in 2025. It's still unclear just how large of a role Morishita will have in the World Baseball Classic, with reports that Japan may sacrifice defense and go with an outfield of Masataka Yoshida, Seiya Suzuki, and Kensuke Kondo. While this isn't yet confirmed, and seems to me personally rather foolish given Morishita's elite bat and glove, I still feel confident that he will make an impact in the tournament, especially given how far Japan is anticipated to go in it. Let's now look at some MLB prospects who will be playing in the tournament. Michael Arroyo, a 21-year-old middle infielder in the Mariners organization, is expected to play a large role for Colombia in this year's World Baseball Classic. Arroyo's coming off a strong 2025 season in which he slashed .262, .401, .433 with 17 home runs, 24 doubles, and a 139 WRC plus across 121 games in High A and Double A. As a hitter, Arroyo profiles as a player with elite contact. He doesn't chase much, and his swing rate on balls in the heart of the plate is one of the best in all the minor leagues. He walks at a solid rate of 12.4% and has surprising power given his smaller size. Despite his young age, Arroyo has already shown that he can be a contributor on the international stage. Batting leadoff for Colombia in the qualifiers last March, Arroyo went 3 for 10, walking 3 times, driving in 2, and stealing 3 bases, helping to propel Colombia to the World Baseball Classic. In order for Colombia to have success and make it out of Pool A, Arroyo is going to have to play a pivotal role. While the roster has some MLB talent, Arroyo is expected to set the tone, batting leadoff. Harry Ford is a consensus top 100 MLB prospect who will be representing Great Britain in the WBC. Harry Ford put together a really solid 2025 season, spending most of the season in AAA before a brief MLB call-up. Across 97 games in AAA, Ford slashed .283, .408, .460, and posted a 125 WRC+. Ford's success lies in pairing a selective approach with above-average quality of contact metrics. In 2025, Ford had a 16.6% chase rate and a 16.2% walk rate, both among the best in AAA. Defensively, he still has room for improvement with his framing and blocking grading out well below average. Despite his young age, Ford brings experience to the World Baseball Classic. In the 2022 qualifiers, Ford was instrumental to aiding Great Britain to earn its first ever World Baseball Classic berth, hitting 3 home runs in just 3 games. He carried over that momentum from the qualifiers into the tournament, posting a ridiculous 1246 OPS across 4 games, hitting 2 home runs and 4 doubles. This impressive display came despite never having played a game above High A ball. Likely the main bat in addition to Jazz Chisholm, Ford is expected to be a legitimate middle-of-the-order threat capable of changing a game with one swing. Elmer Rodríguez established himself as a top pitching prospect in baseball, posting a 2.58 ERA, a 2.47 FIP, and a 19.6% strikeout minus walk rate across 150 innings. Rodríguez's 176 strikeouts in 2025 placed him second across all minor league pitchers in 2025. Rodríguez's pitch arsenal gives him a ton of horizontal movement. As of the recording of this video, Rodríguez has only made 1 spring training appearance, but in a 42 pitch appearance, Rodríguez's fastball, sinker, changeup, slider, and curveball all generated horizontal movement above the MLB average in 2025. He thrives at suppressing hard contact and generating ground balls, finishing 2025 with a 54.5% ground ball rate while surrendering just 3 home runs all season. With a thinner roster for Puerto Rico, Rodríguez is projected to slot in behind Seth Lugo as the team's number 2 starter. In a wide-open pool where every game carries weight, he'll have the opportunity to break out on the international stage and help propel Puerto Rico to the quarterfinals. Next up is Wei-En Lin, a left-handed pitcher for Taiwan. Lin, nicknamed the Taiwanese Snellzilla, is one of my favorite prospects in all of baseball. Lin had a fantastic first season in the A's organization, jumping from low A to double A in 2025. Across 3 levels last season, Lin pitched to a 3.72 ERA, a 3.24 FIP, and a 2.9 expected FIP across 87 innings. Lin attacks the zone, giving him a small 6.3% walk rate, which, paired with a fantastic 33.4% strikeout rate, gave him a strikeout minus walk rate of 27.1. To put that figure in perspective, among all pitchers in minor league baseball who threw at least 70 innings in 2025, Lin's 27.1% strikeout minus walk rate placed him 5th behind elite prospects like Trey Savage, Peyton Tolle, and Jonathon. Lin's arsenal comprises of a 4-seam fastball, a slider, a curveball, and a slow Vulcan changeup. His fastball lacks elite velocity, sitting in the low to mid-90s, but it reportedly has 18 inches of induced vertical break, giving it significant ride and generating high swing and miss rate. His Vulcan changeup, considered to be his best pitch, produced a 52.5% whiff rate last season. It creates roughly 10 inches of vertical separation off the fastball, with a 14-mile-per-hour velocity gap driving its tumbling action. Given the depth of Taiwan's pitching, it's unclear how much or in what fashion Lin will be utilized. However, he's someone I'm still really excited to see pitching on the big stage with the opportunity to face high-level hitters in the group stage. Another prospect who will likely have an important role in the World Baseball Classic is Jonathon Long, a 24-year-old first baseman in the Cubs organization. Playing exclusively in AAA in 2025, Long was fantastic, slashing .305, .404, .479, with 20 home runs and a .131 WRC+. His great 2025 season was rewarded with being named the Cubs Minor League Player of the Year. Long is a patient hitter, demonstrated by his 74th percentile walk rate and 20th percentile swing rate. Despite his selectivity, Long's quality of contact metrics are elite, with his average exit velocity, barrel rate, and hard hit rate all in the mid-80th percentiles among AAA hitters. One area of his game that'll need to improve moving forward is driving the ball in the air, with his 10.5% pull air rate placing him in just the 15th percentile. Unfortunately, in his first spring training game, Long strained his elbow and left the game during a collision at first base. At the time of this recording, it's unclear whether or not Long will still be able to participate in the World Baseball Classic. In case he's not able to play for Taiwan, I'll briefly mention some other MLB prospects who I think will make an impact in this tournament. After a storied college career where he demonstrated his elite power, Andrew Fisher was drafted by the Brewers to the 20th overall pick in the 2025 draft. The lefty-swinging third baseman hit .341, .497, .760 for Tennessee just a year ago, and then in a 19-game sample in A-ball, he hit .311, .402, .446. Joining an Italian lineup with some MLB talent, Fisher will likely need to have a big tournament if Italy looks to reach the quarterfinals. Primarily playing in AA and AAA, RJ Schreck, an outfielder in the Blue Jays organization, slashed .249, .395, .459 with 18 home runs and a .143 WRC+. Schreck will likely join MLB Troy Johnson and Harrison Bader starting in the outfield for Team Israel. Nolan McLean, Travis Bazzana, and Owen Casey are probably the most recognizable prospects in this year's tournament, so I didn't spend as much time breaking them down. I do expect Bazzana and Casey to play meaningful roles for Australia and Canada respectively, while McLean might have a tougher path to innings given the sheer depth of Team USA's pitching staff. Of the three, I think Casey has the best chance to put together the strongest overall tournament, especially if Canada makes a push out of pool play and into the quarterfinals, with him serving as one of their primary offensive threats. The World Baseball Classic is such an exciting event, with players competing for the pride of their nation. And while it's always fun watching Aaron Judge, Shohei Ohtani, and Juan Soto star on the global stage, there are numerous players who will shape this year's tournament who are far less heralded. Every WBC, new stars emerge, and often they're players who casual fans might not have known entering the event. That's what makes this tournament special. It's a stage where International League stars introduce themselves to a wider audience and where top prospects try to accelerate their timelines. One dominant outing or one clutch swing can change how the baseball world views a player. So if you're watching the games over the next few weeks, keep these names in mind, because by the end of the World Baseball Classic, there's a very real chance some of them won't be under the radar anymore. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe. It would really help the channel continue to grow. Thank you, and see you again next video.